Today's press conference from Donald Trump was nothing short of astonishing. He appeared visibly confused, struggling to pronounce the very names of the medications he claimed should be banned, while also making unsubstantiated links to autism. At several points, his aides had to step in to keep things on track, highlighting clear concerns about his ability to communicate effectively. What was promoted as a major announcement ended up being one of the most chaotic and concerning performances we've seen from him so far. Before diving deeper into what unfolded, a quick reminder: if you're finding value in our coverage, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us continue bringing you this kind of reporting.
I don't see it. I think it's very bad. They're pumping, it looks like they're pumping into a horse. You have a little child, little fragile child, and you get a vat of 80 different vaccines, I guess, 80 different blends, and they pump it in. So ideally, a woman won't take Tylenol. And on the vaccines, it would be good instead of one visit where they pump the baby, load it up with stuff, you'll do it over a period of 4 times or 5 times. I've been so into this issue for so many years just because I couldn't understand how a thing like this could happen. And
Let's take a step back here. This is the same individual who once suggested injecting disinfectants into the body, a claim that public health experts immediately warned was dangerous. Later, we saw his supporters chasing after other unproven remedies, and some of them even went as far as storming the Capitol, only to turn around and vote for him again. There are plenty of words one could use to describe Donald Trump, from reckless to corrupt to irresponsible. But today, the word that stands out most is embarrassing. Watching this latest press conference was difficult. If we can even call it a press conference, it felt more like a disorganized rant. And it's embarrassing for the country to have him standing there as its representative. What makes it worse is that Trump himself struggled to find the words, which, ironically, was supposed to be the entire point of the event. Just watch how he stumbled when trying to even mention something as common as Tylenol before his team had to step in to help.
Known as Tylenol during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary.
At what was meant to be a memorial event for Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump spent nearly 10 minutes hyping up what he described as a major announcement. Instead of paying tribute, he focused on building suspense, as if it were a campaign rally. And what was the big reveal? According to Trump, Tylenol, not good. That was the headline moment. It was confusing, out of place, and frankly, the opposite of good. I wish I could say that was the low point, but it only got worse. As you'll see, Trump repeatedly struggled to read, to speak clearly, and to stay on message, requiring his team to jump in and rescue him. This was just one of several examples. But the first one was especially concerning.
Immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Is that okay? Which is basically commonly known as Tylenol during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism.
Oh my goodness, he wasn't talking about something complex like string theory. The word he was struggling with was acetone. You don't need a medical degree to pronounce a few syllables correctly, yet this is the President of the United States we're watching. It's hard to process. And honestly, My immediate reaction is just disbelief. I wish I could offer a neat academic breakdown of what we saw, but sometimes the only response is, how is this happening? America, are you seeing this the way I am? It's not just confusing, it's deeply concerning. And it didn't stop there. Instead of regaining his focus, Trump decided to lean on Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for supposed backup, shifting into comments about the Amish, which only added to the chaos of the moment.
Because when you go from 20,000 to 10,000 and then you go to 12, you know there's something artificial. They're taking something. And by the way, I think I can say that there are certain groups of people that don't take vaccines and don't take any pills that have no autism. That have no autism. Does that tell you something? That's currently, is that a correct statement, by the way?
There are some studies that suggest that, yeah, with the Amish, for example.
The Amish, yeah, virtually. I heard none. See, Bobby wants to be very careful with what he says, and he should, but I'm not so careful with what I say. But you have certain groups. The Amish, as an example, they have essentially no autism.
Donald Trump struggled once again to talk about vaccines and autism, repeating a claim that is simply not true. The science on this is settled. Vaccines do not cause autism. In fact, vaccines are one of the greatest medical breakthroughs in human history, saving countless lives worldwide, which makes it all the more troubling that Trump chooses to undermine them. Just recently, he even joked that smart people don't like him because they use their brains. Moments like these highlight just how unprepared he is to speak seriously on public health. And instead of providing clarity, Trump leaned on Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is known for pushing conspiracies that have fueled vaccine hesitancy. At one point, the two of them even veered into bizarre commentary about the Amish. While it might sound like a parody sketch on late-night television, the consequences are real. Children are at risk. Because of this type of misinformation, preventable diseases like measles are making a comeback. Families with wealth and access will always find ways to keep their children safe. But poorer families will face the most danger when public trust in vaccines is eroded. So the sad reality is this. Instead of using their platforms to promote life-saving science, Trump and RFK Jr. have chosen to muddy the waters with conspiracies. That choice has already cost lives, and it risks costing many more in the future. And while Trump may have struggled to find the right words, Senator Elizabeth Warren certainly had no trouble responding. She dismantled RFK Jr.'s arguments in the Senate, and her words remain a powerful rebuttal today.
Last November, while you were under consideration to become Secretary of Health and Human Services, Mr. Kennedy, you said, quote, "If vaccines are working for somebody, I'm not going to take them away." No exceptions, no ifs, ands, or buts. You would not take away vaccines from anyone who wanted them. Then last week, you announced that the COVID-19 vaccine is no longer approved for healthy people under the age of 65. In announcing the change, you said the vaccine will be available for anyone who wants it. Now, obviously, both things cannot be true at the same moment. So let's clear this up right now, Secretary Kennedy. Will you tell America that all adults and all children over 6 months of age are eligible to get a COVID booster at their local pharmacy today?
Anybody can get the booster.
I'm sorry?
Anybody can get it, Senator.
Anybody. So you're saying that is now the official rule of HHS. Anybody is eligible to get a booster by just walking into the pharmacy.
It's not recommended for healthy people.
No. If you don't recommend, then the consequence of that in many states is that you can't walk into a pharmacy and get one. It means insurance companies don't have to cover the $200 or so cost. As Senator Dr. Cassidy said, you are effectively denying people vaccines.
We're not going to recommend a product for which there's no clinical data for that indication. Is that what I should be doing?
What you should be doing is honoring your promise that you made when you were looking to get confirmed in this job.
You're going like this.
And that is, you promised that you would not take away vaccines from anyone who wanted them. You just changed the classification of the COVID vaccine.
I'm not taking them away from people, Senator.
It takes it away if you can't get it from your pharmacist.
Well, most Americans are going to be able to get it from their pharmacy for free. Most Americans will be able to get it from their pharmacy free.
The question is, everyone who wants it, that was your promise.
No, I didn't. I never promised that I was going to recommend products with which there is no indication.
When you said...
And I know you've taken $855,000 from pharmaceutical companies, Senator.
Did you hold up a big sign saying that you were lying when you said that? Because you are the one who said you would not take them away. Now, Senator Kennedy...
I'm not taking them away from anybody.
Secretary...
You want me to indicate a product for which there is no clinical data?
Senator,
is that what you want?
Secretary Kennedy, you said you wouldn't, and now you did.
I'm not taking them away. Everybody can get access to them.
I'm honestly still at a loss for words. I can't believe this is where we are as a country, but we're going to keep calling out the failures of those in office. The silver lining? Jimmy Kimmel is back, and while I'm not sure if anything he says will be funnier than what we just witnessed, it's still good to have some late-night humor in the mix. We've got to take the positives where we can find them, and as always, we'll keep fighting. If you'd like to support that fight, please hit the subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and if you've made it all the way to the end, thank you. Drop a blue heart in the comments, and until next time, I will see you soon.